Now, I had insisted that the bowling business not come up, so I'm a little upset. Bowling is not my strength. It's great to be here. What a terrific crowd. I mean, I think in my day, in the mid-'70s, if I was hanging around down here by the river on a Saturday, we wouldn't be thinking much about politics. Back in those days, there were none of these, terrific facilities. And this was a part of town, as many of you remember, where you got away from it all. Now, if you're caught just sort of hanging around by the river, thinking aimlessly and sloppily about life, you might be credibly accused of being an al-Qaeda sleeper cell or something, and people would ask, what are you doing here? So it's great to be back in a community that is certainly so resurgent and vibrant, and an occasion that is really quite interesting and relates to very personal experiences that I had growing up here in Grand Rapids. I suspect many of you paid close attention to the election on Tuesday. Right, there we go. Yes, indeed. And there's an enormous amount to say about what happened on Tuesday, both in terms of what's new and in terms of what's very, very traditional about the way Americans deal with change in the voting booth, whether that is a partisan thing or whether that is about our very complex relationship that we have with Washington and government in the United States, and a complexity that's only underscored by stories like Keith Olbermann getting suspended for making political contributions. Say what you want about Keith Olbermann or Juan Williams or Glenn Beck or any of the media outlets. The cacophony in America's media right now, more than anything, whether you want to talk about partisanship or what is the role of a journalist or are we all a bunch of biased, lefties or righties, so whatever sort of epithet you would like to throw at us, and I'm happy to field any of them today from any of you. Truly, it's part of my job. But we have an anxiety about what is the definition and what is appropriate civic engagement right now. Is it voting? Is it being in business? Is it providing jobs? Is it investing? Is it political campaigning? Is it politically contributing? Is it simply talking intelligently amongst ourselves about the future of American democracy? Or is it, watching Glenn Beck or Bill O'Reilly or Keith Olbermann or Rachel Maddow and going, yeah, that's right, what they said, sort of a kind of collectivized agreement, which then becomes, rallies on the Mall for Jon Stewart or Stephen Colbert or Glenn Beck, entertainment moments that are dressed up as incidences of democracy. We're not really sure what's actually going on here. I mean, we understand that people like Keith Olbermann is a civically engaged individual who might be expected to have proclivities in one direction or the other.